right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't do this often outside of our own stuff, right? Because I think we're doing some great stuff. Bless God Summit, all that stuff's happening. But I think there's something that I absolutely need you guys to know about. Why do I need you guys to know about? Because I think this is a phenomenal opportunity for us as Christians to engage in media in a way that could potentially move the needle. The greatest Christmas pageant ever. Dallas Jenkins' new movie. I have seen this movie. I'm not exaggerating. I've seen this movie top to bottom 3 different times. I saw it at ChosenCon. I saw it at the premiere at the Grove. And I just took my wife, my daughter, and a bunch of folks from church to see it as well.
Nice. Big Christmas movie guy, huh?
I am a Christmas movie guy.
Okay.
We love Christmas movies. Our Christmas Eve tradition is watching Home Alone and watching...
That's fun.
And having pizza. And the greatest Christmas pageant ever, according to my son, says that he thinks it's the best Christmas movie he's ever seen. Only behind Home Alone. This thing is incredible.
Wow. That's pretty high ratings.
It has the elements of all the Christmas movies that we like.
Mm-hmm.
So it has some of that Home Alone, kid, physical humor stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It has the warm fuzzies of the Christmas music and the snow and the Christmas trees and the charm.
That's beautiful.
But it has an overtly Jesus message.
Wow.
For far too long, the bar for Christians has been set low. More Christians are skipping church, watching online, too busy for group, and not serving in their local church communities. They go about their lives not feeling connected to Jesus, and in turn, their salvation goes unnoticed by their unsaved peers. They've become indistinguishable from the world around them. We need to shift from asking, what is the bare minimum I can do for Christ, and start asking, what would it look like to live a life entirely devoted to Him? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12 describes a life that seems to have been forgotten. Live such good lives among the pagans that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day He visits us. So join me and my favorite pastors, podcasters, and performers March 27th through 29th at the Bless God Summit in Southern California, and discover your personal ministry, calling, and purpose when living in complete devotion to Jesus. Like overtly on the nose Jesus Christian movie vibe to it.
Wow.
Without feeling like a cheesy Christian movie. And it's getting stellar reviews. New York Times gave it a positive review. Yeah, look at these reviews. Rotten Tomatoes, 90% when it comes to the popcorn. So that's through different reviews, official reviews, but verified ratings is 98%, which is pretty stellar. You have secular publications like the New York Times giving it a great review.
It's crazy.
You have Christians that are loving this movie.
Oh, the audience score has 98%. That's crazy.
98%. This is an incredible movie. The premise, very quickly, it talks about the Herdmans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world. They steal, they bully, and now they're hijacked the town Christmas pageant, directed by Dallas Jenkins and based on an international bestseller by Barbara Robinson. Dallas has been trying to do this movie for 20 years.
Really? What?
And he finally got the rights to it. He couldn't get the rights to it. And it was only after The Chosen took off that someone connected to the family of the lady who wrote this book, was a fan of The Chosen, and finally gave him rights to do this movie.
Wow.
And he crushed it. He knocked it out of the park. The beautiful part about this movie is that I believe it is a conversation starter about Jesus, that Dallas wrote overtly Christian parts of it that weren't in the original book. It feels just like the book. One of my friends who went with me, Beth, had a copy of the OG book from 1973 with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's just like the book. But then Dallas pointed out specific lines he added about Jesus being just as much for the Herdmans as he is for all of us, about the gospel, about all these things. So it's almost like he took this classic book
about
Christmas and Christmas pageants and made it more gospel-centered.
That's crazy.
And so it came in number 2 in the box office, surpassing expectations. They get like, I don't know, 8 million, 11 million, something like that.
Wow.
So it was a number 2 movie in the box office last week.
Yeah.
And it is, in my opinion, this is the type of stuff that gets me excited because we're having Jesus moments in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We're having gospel presentations and pointing back to Jesus with media that everyone can rally behind. Everyone can sit and enjoy this movie, get a laugh out of this movie, love this movie, hear about the importance of Jesus, Emmanuel, the incarnation story, but not in a way where they feel like they are being preached at. And don't get it twisted. I think we definitely should be preaching at people.
Yep.
But I think when you can capture the preaching and narrative form that's creative and sentimental and warm and beautiful, I think that is a powerful way to communicate, especially in this time and place with the climate that it is now and how disillusioned the world is and all the craziness. And then he drops this movie. It's crushing in theaters. People are loving it. Non-Christians are loving it. Christians are loving it. Everyone's loving it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I've seen it 3 times.
That's crazy.
2 out of the 3 times I didn't pay to see it because I was a chosen con. They had a screening. I was invited to go to the red carpet premiere, and then I took a bunch of folks, my family included, to see it. My 3-year-old loved it. My wife loved it. My 9-year-old loved it. It is a great movie to take your family to, and I'm excited for what is happening and what continues happening through media and specifically through all the stuff that God is doing through the folks over at the Chosen and the background. What is this you got here?
Is this the guy that's in the movie?
It is the guy that's in the movie.
Do you remember we reacted to this bit that was like kind of agnostic, but it was really funny?
No, but he was really funny in the movie.
Check out this bit.
Okay, go ahead.
God created the universe. Some people think nothing created the universe, which is the funniest guess. And the nothing people make fun of the God people. They say God doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, maybe. But you know what definitely doesn't exist? Nothing.
He's great.
That's the defining characteristic of nothing.
That's
is that
amazing.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he crushed it in the movie. He's the dad.
That's great.
He's the dad.
So he's the dad. That's
He's
really
the dad
funny.
in the film.
Wow, what a trip.
Pull up the actress. I don't remember her name, but she's done some pretty big movies before. She did great. The kids did amazing. Dallas only had, because you kids have to do a certain amount of school every day, and so he only had the kids for a limited time.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he was able to pull this off, so that's the mom, Judy Greer. She did a great job in this 30 going on 30. So this is some other movies. I'm not really familiar with her work. She looks familiar, like she's done some big stuff. And so she was in this movie. It's fun, it's clean, it's wholesome, there's conflict, there's tension. Everything you would want in just a good movie, and it'll make you cry for sure. The Herdmans are this like pretty wild group of kids that end up in church, and then they're learning about all this for the first time, and you see the Christmas story come alive to these kids.
It's in
that
theaters
have never
right
heard.
now.
Yeah.
I gotta take
You should really go. It's really good.
I love that.
It is really good, especially if you're into Christmas movies, like I'm into Christmas movies. But then Christmas movies that like really are the point of the movie is to point people to Jesus.
Come on, man.
And not like Santa and whatever. It's phenomenal. So shout out to Dallas Jenkins. Shout out to
really cool.
all the folks that worked on this. They shot it in Canada and last winter and turned it around quick. And he's been praying to do this for decades and finally got the rights. And it was because of The Chosen that's taken off. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.